In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 NCAAF matchups for October 25th, 2025, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full Winning Sport Picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is Winning Sport Picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. Let's start with Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. This line opened tight and moved subtly toward Oklahoma -5, and that tells you what's happening. Sharp money believes in the Sooners' depth, but the public's leaning toward the underdog. Ole Miss catching +5 is that sweet spot where experienced bettors see opportunity, not because of pure talent, but because of tempo control. In games with moderate spreads and totals around 52, it's all about who controls possession rhythm. Oklahoma at home always draws market respect, but that doesn't mean values on their side. When a team lays 5 points in a matchup like this, they need to dominate both early and late to cover, and that's a tall ask against a disciplined, grind-oriented opponent. Expect the first half to set tone, but it's the fourth quarter where Ole Miss tends to sneak inside the number. The total at 52.5 looks balanced, high enough to bait the over, just tight enough to make you think twice. Historically, when Big 12 matchups sit between 51 and 54 with spreads under a touchdown, the under hits nearly 60% of the time. This one's all about field control, not fireworks. Next, Ohio versus Eastern Michigan, and this one screams classic Maction. Ohio laying -11.5 on the road looks steep, especially against an Eastern Michigan team catching +12 that's been feisty against bigger programs. The Bobcats have the stronger structure, but that number invites the public to chase the favorite, and that's where you step back. EMU's home dog profile has cashed consistently in early season matchups, especially when totals hover in the high 50s like this one. The total at 58 suggests tempo, but both teams play conservative until momentum swings, and when pace slows, those points dry up quick. Ohio likely wins outright, but line value sits with the Eagles, especially when the market's giving double digits to a team that covers by pure effort. Now, Bowling Green versus Kent State, and this line's tighter than it looks. Bowling Green laying -7 puts them in a must-cover spot against a team that thrives on chaos. Kent State catching +9 is interesting because MAC home dogs in this range historically hit at a high clip. Bowling Green has structure, but Kent's volatility makes this one dangerous for bettors chasing favorites. The total at 47 feels suspiciously low, a trap number where the books know public bettors will lean over, expecting scoring bursts, but sharp models read the opposite. Both teams trend heavy to the under when meeting conference foes with identical slow-pacing metrics. This is the kind of game where one big defensive stop shifts the entire outcome. Next up, Northwestern versus Nebraska. This is one of those classic Big Ten grinder matchups where the spread sits tight for a reason. Nebraska laying -7 means they're respected but not dominant, and Northwestern catching +7.5 is prime contrarian territory. Nebraska's consistency at home makes them reliable straight up, but that hook on +7.5, it turns the dog into the sharp side. Totals at 44, and that's as Big Ten as it gets. Low, methodical, physical football where field position and third down execution decide everything. The psychology here is key. The public loves the favorite, sharps love the number. These are the exact lines you exploit when you know variance will control the scoreboard, not talent. Finally, Appalachian State versus Old Dominion, and this is where the edge lives in market fatigue. Old Dominion laying -13 looks like a powerhouse number, but the Mountaineers catching +13.5 make for a classic buy low situation. Totals at 61 imply fireworks, but inflated totals in mid-tier conference matchups like this tend to collapse late. These are programs built on pride, not polish, and that means you fade blowout expectations. Appalachian State brings enough discipline to hang inside 2 possessions, especially against a team that often wins but doesn't dominate covers. The number's too generous not to take the points, and the total's just high enough to squeeze value on the underside. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at WSPicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to WSPicks.com right now. Let's run it back. We're rolling with Ole Miss +5 and under 52.5, Eastern Michigan +12 and under 58, Kent State +9 and under 47, Northwestern +7.5 and under 44, and Appalachian State +13.5 and under 61. 5 disciplined setups where the market's loud but the edges are quiet. The kind of plays that win weekends while everyone else chases highlights. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!